Hey there, Facebook. What's going on? Hello, hello. All right. Hello, Facebook. Hello, Epic Boss Babes. All right, let me share this really quick. I'm so excited to be here with you all today. So excited, so excited. I love doing my live streams. Awesome, there I am. Let me share this really quick, you guys. Ladies and gentlemen, let's see. Share on your timeline. Post. All right, let me share this in my group. Hello, you all. Come on in. Come on in. So, today I want to talk to you about, Epic Boss Babes. There we go. Post. All right, fantastic. Okay, so today I want to have the conversation around you being infinite potential. What that means and why your potential cannot be released, unleashed, realized, whatever you want to say, unless you get out of the way, right? And actually allow it to happen, right? I wonder if I can set that there. No, I can't. Okay. So I was just a few moments ago, I was sitting doing some journaling, doing some, hey, hello, say hi when you come on so I can shout you out. I was doing some journaling work around money, and I'm actually, over the next 6 weeks, going to be diving really deep into some work with one of my coaches around money, right? Around money mindset, around calling in what it is you desire in your business, in your life, financially. And I'm really beginning to truly embody the fact that our energy, our vibration, our vibrational energy plays such a huge role in us being able to attract to us what we desire, right? And my thoughts around this are, okay, as I'm writing out, what I desire, I set a really audacious and, I don't know, a little bit of a scary goal for myself over the next 6 months in business, right? Financial wise. And so I was just writing out a little bit of the beliefs that come up around, limiting beliefs that come up around me not being able to achieve that. What crazy stories am I telling myself around why I can't have it, right? And so I'm writing everything out. And as I'm writing it, I'm kind of like laughing because I'm like, seriously, like that is a belief that I have. Because some of the things we tell ourselves, like if we literally just like wrote them out and looked at them, they're pretty comical, right? To think that, we believe, the things that we come up with. But what I want to share with you today is that until you allow what you desire to come to you, until you can allow it to be there, until you can allow it to actually manifest in your life, you'll keep going around the same mountain, so to speak, right? Like you're going to keep repeating the same patterns. You're going to keep repeating the same things. You're going to keep really just staying where you are. And the thing that's beautiful is that we were created literally as pure potential, as pure, infinite potential, meaning anything that you desire, anything that you have dreamed about, that you currently dream about, that you want to see happen in your life, that you want to see happen in your business, anything that comes up is actually yours to have. It's already done, actually, right? As soon as you get that vision, that dream, that desire, it's already done. Our job is to get out of the way so that our desire, our dream, our vision can actually be manifested here in this physical world that we live in, right? this universe that we live in, this world that we live in, literally has everything that we could possibly desire. Hello, hey Hope, I thought that was you. Literally has everything that we desire here already, right? Like we are fully supported, we're totally taken care of, but sometimes we forget, right? Like that's the thing, is that many of us have just forgotten how amazing we are, right? The power that we have already on the inside of us, the abilities that we have, the gifts that we have, the dreams that we forget that. And we forget that because we're telling ourselves a story that maybe at one point in time, was put in place to protect us, right? Was put in place to comfort us, was put in place to keep us right where we are. But the thing is, until we can step out of the way and actually allow things to come into our lives, until we can do that, we just keep kind of going around the same mountain over and over and over again. And what that looks like is we find ourselves in very similar situations all the time, right? It may be a different experience, but somehow we find ourselves in a very similar situation. And I know for a fact that when we start addressing the limiting beliefs, when we start addressing our feelings of not being worthy enough, or not feeling like we deserve it, or not feeling like we can actually create it, I know for a fact that when we start looking at those beliefs dead in the face, and we start really looking at, okay, is this ultimately true? Is this the truth? As soon as we start looking at it, we will know in our hearts that no, that's not true, right? So like as I was, pulling out the beliefs that were coming up for me today around this, huge goal that I've created for myself over the next 6 months, I looked at some of them. I actually have them over here. Let me see if I can reach them. I actually looked at some of them and I'm like, okay, this sounds so silly, right? Because the thing that happens is whenever we have a new idea that comes up, a desire that comes up, a dream that comes up, the first thing we do is we kind of get excited about it, right? Like we're just thinking, yes, it would be so amazing. But immediately what happens is our mind starts saying to us, well, are you sure? You've never followed through on this before, so what makes this different? We start telling ourselves, well, I need to have this in place first before I can have that. What else? We have this idea and we think, okay, who's actually going to like this idea? Who's actually going to buy into this idea? Who's actually going to help me create this? Who's going to actually, buy my product? Who's going to actually, want to work with me, right? Like all of these stories begin to come up. And I'm really beginning to see like how important our emotions are around creating what we desire. Because here's the thing, our mind works off of language, right? Works off of the language that we're speaking to ourselves, whether it's in our mind or whether it's out loud, right? Or whether it's somebody else speaking it into us. But our body plays a part in us creating our life and us creating our business, right? And so our body's language is emotion. So we've all heard of this whole like body-mind connection, right? And it's an actual thing but many of us are kind of like stuck in our head, right? We're so like in our head that we forget that our body actually plays a part in helping us create what we desire to have in our life and in our business. And so what begins to happen is our mind is saying one thing. We may be telling ourselves these amazing affirmations. You can do this. You're more than enough. You're a conqueror. I'm a wealthy woman. I'm a leader. I'm a queen. Whatever it is that we are saying to ourselves as affirmations, we're saying that to ourselves. But then the other piece to that is we have to begin to tie our emotion to that which we are speaking over ourselves. Because when we don't do that, we're just sending confused signals to God. We're sending confused signals to the universe. When we're saying one thing out of our mouth, we may be saying, yes, I'm good enough. I'm more than enough. I'm an amazing businesswoman, or, I have X amount of clients every single month. We may be saying that out of our mouth, and maybe we're writing it down, which is a great thing to do. But when our feelings are that of, I don't know if this can really happen, this seems scary, this doesn't feel safe, I don't know what to do. When that's our emotion, then we're literally sending a mixed signal to God. And he's like, well, I don't know what you want me to do, right? So then like nothing happens. So what I want us to look at is, think of a laser, right? You know how you have the pointers, like when you're doing a PowerPoint presentation and they have like those little pointers that have a laser on it. When you think about that, that is a very focused energy in the laser that allows you to actually, show people on the PowerPoint, hey, here's what I'm talking about. It is a focused point, right? So in order for us to get into alignment, to align to what it is that we desire, we not only have to get our mouths under control, our mindset under control, but we also have to get our emotions on the same wavelength. So our thoughts, our words, our emotions, our actions, all of that need to be lined up with what we say we desire. And here's the thing, you guys, it's a moment by moment process. It's not something that we do one time during the day and we're like, okay, I'm done now. No, life is going to happen. Things are going to, be brought into our experience that are going to allow us to step back and constantly be assessing ourselves and saying, okay, how am I feeling right now? How am I feeling right now? What's going on inside of myself? And it's literally constantly tuning in. And I find myself, the more that I, really dive deeper into this for myself, I'm realizing, oh my gosh, okay, Kendra, sometimes you're saying this, you want this, but the emotional piece, we've got to get that under control, right? And the thing is that we always get to choose. We always get to make a choice in every given moment as to what it is that we want to be feeling, right? So our main priority, our main goal is to do whatever it is that we possibly can do on a daily basis to help ourselves feel good, right? So Hope says the emotions are messing me up. Right, so what do you mean by that, Hope? Explain some more. Let's talk about that. Because that is where I notice a lot of our hangups can be, it is around the emotional piece. It's around creating those feel-good emotions, right? It's around, and here's the thing, and here's where this comes from. And so I don't want you to be hard on yourself, because see, we are taught and we're trained and we're conditioned that that in order for us to be happy or to feel good or to have excitement and joy, that some outside factor has to occur. And then when that occurs, then we can be happy, right? But that's like the whole like cause and effect thing, right? That's the whole idea that, well, when this happens, then I'll feel this way, right? But that's not how we are created. And that's not how the world works. That's not how the universe works, right? What happens is we have to be the catalyst that causes what we desire to happen on the outside of it. And so what that means is then we are responsible for conjuring up the emotions, the feelings, the experience on the inside of us that will then automatically bring to us the experience, the desire, the people, the places, the opportunities into our realm, right? And you guys, I'm telling you ladies, it absolutely works. The moment that, it's funny because I had one of the clients that I'm working with now, she is not on my Facebook page. She's not on my email list. She's not in my Epic Boss Babe group. Her and I are connected nowhere on social media, right? But this woman called me. Several weeks ago. So we've been working together for several weeks now. But she was, praying to find, a life coach, a business coach, a mindset coach, someone to help her really just overhaul her life, right? And literally out of the blue one day, she calls me and she says, I found you online. I read, what you're about and what you do. And I love what you do. I want to work with you. Like, she already knew I want to work with you, right? And she said to me, what programs do you have? What do you have that you and I can work together on, right? And so the thing is I was excited, but I also wasn't surprised, right? Because I had been working and still am working on really being conscious of my emotions, right? On what it is that I'm feeling inside. So when I decide, yes, I want to, have 5 clients this month, or I want to have 4 clients this month, or I want to create, $10,000 in my business, whatever it is, I know that what that means is, yes, I got to get my mindset in order. I've got to get my beliefs in order, but then I also need to look at my emotions and start getting excited right now about what I know is going to happen, right? So let me see. I see some comments. Okay, so Hope says, I make a habit of stuffing my emotions, and this amazing woman I know, you, have me journaling and writing again, which is making me face and deal with emotions that I've ignored. Yes. I functioned in a disconnected mode for most of my life, unless it was to encourage or love on others. Absolutely. Because here's the thing, and again, this is something that us as women, we're so good at this. We're so good at nurturing and taking care of other people and making sure other people are good and making sure that other people feel, that they're loved and that they're supported. But then what happens is that we forget that we have to be doing the same thing for ourselves, right? Because you have desires, you have dreams, you have goals, and we've got to be able to address how we're feeling. We've got to be able to address what's going on inside of us, because if we don't, then think about this. Here's how I put this for myself. We've got to be able to give, this is how I think, right? When I think about, especially my family and my kids, I'm like, I want to be able to give my daughter the best of me, right? The best of me, the very best of me. I want to give her the excited me. I want to give her the happy me. I want to give her the playful me, the me who isn't like worried about this or worried about that. The me who feels supported, who feels, safe, right? Because let me tell you something, the people that are around us can feel our energy. Our children especially can feel our energy. Our clients can feel our energy, right? So if our energy is guarded, if our energy is exhausted, if our energy is worry, if our energy is stress, if our energy is, I don't really know if this is going to work. If that's our energy, then that's exactly what we are transmuting and pouring into those who we think we're really helping. No, right? No. So our job, again, is to tune into us, to tune into what is going on inside of us, to tune into how am I feeling right now? How can I help myself feel better right now? So if you're in a funk, if you're feeling like you're just, I'm not really feeling it, what do I need to do right now? What do I need? That's a question that I ask myself often, especially when I find myself feeling kind of, like in a stuck place, or I feel like my emotions are a little weird or funky. I'll say, Kendra, what do you need right now? And that may be, I need a bubble bath, right? I need hey, Deanna, hello. That may be, I need a bubble bath. That may mean that I need to just, sit and read a book. That may mean that mommy needs time to herself for a little while to go have dinner with a friend or to go see a movie or whatever, right? So that is what we are responsible for, that, right? Yes, I am live. You caught me. That is what we are responsible for. And so nothing can come through us or work through us or be expressed through us until we continually clear out the energy that is within us, right? We are literally pure, beautiful energy that is ready to bring into existence the ideas that have been placed in us by our Creator, right? Like, that is our job. So we always have to be asking ourselves, what's going on inside of me? How am I feeling? What's going on? And it takes us looking at our emotions. It takes us looking at and facing into those emotions that don't feel good, right? And it also takes us being willing to go outside of ourselves and investing in ourselves and having someone help us really see some of our blind spots, right? Because, you know, for a long time, I just did the whole journaling thing. I'm going to journal, and I've meditate and I pray and all that. But the moment that I invested in myself and said, okay, I need some help, right? I need to figure out what else is blocking me, because I know that something else is blocking me, which is what I'm doing right now. I'm working with the coach to help me on the whole, you know, what money blocks are inside of me right now? How am I blocking myself from creating more income in my business and into my family, right? And it's working with this coach that I'm working with now and the ones that I've worked with in the past that have really shed light on some of my blind spots that I did not even know I had, you guys. There were areas where I wasn't allowing myself to receive. I wasn't allowing myself to receive the support that I needed to help me feel like I was supported. Because here's what I know for sure. When we as women don't feel supported, when we don't feel safe, we will not do the things that maybe a part of us really wants to do. Right? We won't allow ourselves to do it. If we don't feel safe, if we don't feel like that we can trust that we're supported, if we don't feel like that, you know, we can do what we need to do, when we don't feel fully supported, we will not allow ourselves to go out there and do the new thing. We won't allow ourselves to go out there and you know, reach out to potential clients, to create the content, to create the program, right? We won't do it. We just will not do it. And the thing that's beautiful is that's just our body and our mind working for us, because our mind knows that if we go out and attempt to do something and we're not feeling safe, then we can then inadvertently cause ourselves more harm than good, right? Yeah, so Deanna says self-care. I just had a power nap. All right. Power naps are the best. And Hope says, like, race recklessly after our dreams. Exactly. Okay, so let's talk about this. Because there's a difference between taking action and taking effective action. All right? There's this phrase that I love, and I know that I've posted it somewhere on my page, but the saying is, if I have 9 hours to chop down a tree, I'm going to spend 8 hours sharpening the saw, right? Because why? Because the more you sharpen that saw, the sharper it gets, then that means you don't need all that time to actually chop down the tree, right? And so what that translates to is we have got to sharpen our saw. We've got to sharpen ourselves. We've got to constantly be working on us. So what that means is, like, literally half of my day, on a typical day, when I don't have, like, you know, when I don't need to leave my home office or whatnot, but even if I do, I'm going to spend at least 3 to 4 hours a day sharpening my saw. And what that looks like is journaling, looking at my emotions, shifting my energy. That looks like meditation. That looks like prayer. That looks like asking for guidance. That looks like, you know, writing down ideas. That looks like, you know, tending to my self-care, taking a bubble bath or getting a massage or, you know, drinking a cup of tea, whatever that means. That is me sharpening my saw, because here's what then happens. After I do that, and then I take the action, the inspired action that comes to me, boom, boom, boom. It goes like that. It goes like that, right? Because then I'm clear. Then I'm focused. Then I feel good. I feel centered, right? And I've done it the other way too, where, like Hope says, I was recklessly, like, going after my dream, just doing everything. Gotta do this, gotta do this, gotta do this, gotta do this. But I wasn't getting anywhere. Right? I was busy. Right? But sometimes we can confuse being busy with actually being productive. I wasn't productive, right? Like, I was doing all these different things, but no results were actually being seen because I was all over the darn place. And so as soon as you center yourself and bring yourself back to where you need to be, as soon as you shift your energy and get your energy where it needs to be and get your mindset where it needs to be, and, you know, you're feeling grounded and you've prayed and you've listened for guidance and you're taking that guidance, when you do that, that is when the magic begins to happen, right? And in the world that we live in, we tend to have it backwards just because of, you know, society says, well, you know, if you're not busy, then you're not doing anything, right? If you're not busy, then what good are you? If you're not running around like a chicken with your head cut off, then you're not doing something right. And it's the complete opposite. It's the complete opposite. Ooh, my electricity is going in and out. That's weird. It's the complete opposite, right? So what I want you to begin to look at and begin to tune into is, what do I need in this moment? Deanna says she had to get her Kendra K. Woods MBA notebook. Yes. What I want you to tune into constantly on a daily basis. How am I feeling right now? What's going on inside of me? How do I shift this energy? Are my emotions matching up with my thoughts? Are my emotions matching up with my new beliefs that I have for myself? Are my actions lining up with the emotions and the beliefs, right? That is what you call alignment. That's when you take aligned action. And you're going to know it because it's going to feel so good. It's going to feel good. It's going to feel like complete flow. It's going to feel like you are, there's no doubt that you're doing the right thing. Right? So until we can get out of our way, we aren't able to fully unleash our potential. You have amazing potential inside of you right now. You have amazing gifts and talents within you right now, but it's all being blocked and covered up by the beliefs, by the emotional blocks, by the, stories that you're telling yourself. And we've got to begin to tell ourselves a new story, ladies. We've got to begin telling ourselves the truth of who we are. The truth is, you are more than enough. The truth is, you are absolutely amazing. The truth is, you have awesome gifts and talents that are meant to be shared with the world. The truth is, you are abundant. The truth is, you are fully and completely supported, right? The truth is, God has your back, right? The truth is, you can't do anything wrong. The truth is, you are perfect just the way that you are. The truth is, your ideas are perfect and amazing. Because why? Because they've come through you. Because God has given you the desire. Because God has given you the idea, right? The truth is, you are good enough just the way that you are. And so we have got to get ourselves back to truth, right? You've got to get yourself back to your truth. And the other piece of this is, yes, it's messy. It's messy. Right? Facing your like inner false ideas about yourself, facing your beliefs, facing the emotional hurts of the past, facing the stories you've told yourself, right? Facing into how maybe you've let yourself down in the past. Facing into that stuff is messy. And let me tell you, when you begin doing the work on that, it gets messy. You're going to have some tears. You're going to have some breakdowns. You're going to have some, oh my God, where are you at? This is horrible. This doesn't feel good. You're going to have those moments. And the reason is because you're stirring up all of this stuff inside of you, right? But in order to, that's a detox. In order to get it out of you, you've got to stir it up within you. But see, what we want to do is, what so many people want to do is just not face it. Because by not facing it, we think that it'll just go away. It doesn't go away. It never goes away. Right? What happens is you decide to go out and do something new and amazing, and these beliefs come up, these stories come up that literally stop you dead in your tracks, right? So Deanna says the dots are connecting, and thank you for the retraining in our brain, right? We need these words recorded on our phone. Yes. And do that. Like, record yourself saying your beliefs about how wonderful you are, and literally put the earbuds in and listen to it over and over and over and over and over again. Over again. Like, that's how our subconscious learns, is by repetition, right? And here's the other thing, and I've said this before. Here's how we work. We literally are operating, our conscious mind operates 5% of who we are, and our subconscious operates 95%, right? So our subconscious houses all of our past experiences, all of our hurts, all of our wounds, all of our beliefs that were formed in childhood, all of the, emotional patterns and all of our emotional connections, all of the interactions we've had with people, whether good or bad. Like, it literally houses all of that. And then what it does is it feeds into your conscious mind and tells you how to respond, tells you how to act, tells you how to feel, right? So then what we've got to begin doing then is repeatedly telling ourselves the new story, the new beliefs, the truth, so that we can retrain ourselves and reprogram our minds to get out of our way so that we can create the things that we want to create, right? It says record it on our phone, set a timer from an hour reminder, let our brain hear us, tell us what we need to hear. Exactly, Deanna. Ostrich plus sand equals hope. I haven't heard of that before, I hope. That is neat. So yeah, so here's what I'm doing. So this is a completely great example of me taking inspired action, right? So I mentioned earlier in the very beginning of this live stream that I have come up with an amazing, outrageous, like big, audacious goal for myself and my business over the next 6 weeks, right? And it's a financial goal that I've never hit before in my business, but that I know is totally possible because I see it happen every single day, right? And so, of course, as I set that goal, I have been looking at my beliefs, what beliefs are coming up, right? And I've asked God for guidance. I do this all the time. I'm like, okay, God, I'm like, here's the goal. Here's the desire that you've given me. Okay, what do we need to do? How can we create this together? Like, what is it that you want me to do? What is it you want me to create? What is it you want me to put out there? And the thing that I'm tuning into is I absolutely love connecting with you all, not just here like live on Facebook, but also like on the phone, working through your own individual, challenges or blocks, right? And I'm really freaking good at it. I'm really good at helping women uncover those, beliefs and those blocks and those things that maybe they haven't really paid attention to. I'm really great at helping them uncover what those are, and then setting them on a new path to freedom, really, right? To freedom, to, unleashing their potential, to doing the things that they desire to do in their business and life, right? And so what I've been called to do is I am opening up my calendar to do 1 hour laser coaching sessions. It'll be for a limited amount, of women. I'm not going to, I won't be open forever. Probably like for the next 7 days, I'll have my calendar open for this. But 1 hour laser coaching sessions for $97, right? I did this back in 2016. December of 2016 was the last time I did this, but I had so much fun with it because I was able to literally connect with women on the phone and say, what's going on? Where are your challenges? Let's talk about them. Let's look through them. Let's look at the root cause. Because here's the other thing. We have to be able to get to the root cause of whatever beliefs you have going on inside of you that aren't true, whatever emotions you have going on inside of you that aren't true. We have to get to the root cause, because once you get to the root cause of it, then you can realize, oh, that's where it came from, or, that experience is what led to that belief. Okay, I can now go and clean that up. I can now go and forgive myself. I can now go and create a new story, because you know where it came from, right? So for the next week, I'm going to be promoting and offering 1 hour laser coaching sessions with me for only $97. And that is like ridiculous, I know, but that's what I've been called to do. That was literally this morning when I got out of the shower. That was the inspired idea that God gave me. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to roll with it. I'm going to see what happens, right? So if you're interested, I'll probably come back and put the link in so that you can schedule your session and take care of payment and all that. But that's what I'm going to be doing probably for the next, I would say about 7 days. But I know it's going to fill up, so it may not be 7 days. I only have it for a limited space. All right, so Hope says, I've been an ostrich putting my head into the sand, but no more. Yes, yes. Absolutely. No more. Look at it dead in the face. And I'm telling you, as soon as you look your fear in the face, as soon as you look at your, false beliefs in the face, as soon as you begin to really dig into the things that are holding you back, some of them you will laugh at and be like, oh my gosh, like, why have I been allowing this to hold me back from all the amazing, things that want to come into my life? I was talking to a client last week, and after we finished our session, we went through the content for the session, and then we were just kind of talking through some things and talking about what came up for her, during the session and during the teaching. And what she said to me is, Kendra, I can't believe that it could be this easy. She's like, it really gets to be easy. And I was like, oh my gosh. I'm like, yes. Like, I wanted to scream. I was like, yes, it gets to be easy. It gets to be easy for us to step into the next level version of who we are. The part where we believe it's hard is because we're listening and still trying to play off of those beliefs, right? Or we've changed the beliefs, but then our emotions aren't in alignment with that new belief. So then we're like, why is this hard? We have this constant internal struggle happening, right? But it doesn't need to be that way. What we have to do, what you've got to do is, what we get to do every single day is decide. Right, ladies? That's what you've got to get to, that place of decision. And a lot of times that place of decision doesn't come up until we have like hit, until we've hit like rock bottom, right? And we're like, enough is enough. We're sick of it. We're tired of the situation. But those can be the best places, because that's where we finally get to that place of enough is enough, and I'm ready to make a decision to move forward, right? To go in the direction that I want to go in. And so what that means, to decide, literally means to cut off. I want you to write that down. Deanna says, Frida, in the ostrich position has not been serving you right. I want you to write that down. To decide means to cut off. So when you make a decision that you're going to live your very best life, that you are going to go all in your business, that you are going to create the life that you desire, that means you are literally cutting off any excuses. You're cutting off any plan B, right? There is no plan B. There's only plan A. You're cutting off anything that doesn't serve you. You're cutting off any and everything that could possibly get in your way from you creating what you said that you want, right? That's what it means to decide. And then you get to give yourself permission. You get to say yes to yourself, and you get to have exactly what you want. So say yes to yourself. That can be the biggest decision you will ever make. In May of 2013, was it May? No, May of 2016. I'm sorry, going way back. May of 2016, I said yes to myself for the very first time ever. And I remember sitting in my chair, watching the speaker. She's talking about her new mastermind. She was going through the investment for it. The investment was like a 5-figure investment. I was scared out of my mind. I'm like, oh my God, how am I going to do this? Like, what's my husband going to think? Like, I remember just sitting there. But then what came up to me was, Kendra, you never say yes to yourself. You never say yes for the things that you desire that are going to propel you forward, right? And when I decided to say yes to myself, that is literally when all of the doors began to open, right? People started showing up that could help me. The opportunities began showing up that could help me. Everything that I needed began showing up. And you know why? Because I stepped back, I said yes to myself, and I allowed for the flow of new things to come into my life, right? And so that's the other piece. You got to step back and allow these things to happen. You've got to step back and allow the goodness to come into your life. You've got to step back and allow the opportunities to come into your life. The moment you get scared and frantic and think, oh my gosh, I don't know how I'm going to do this, you cut it off. Okay? So make the decision. If you're interested in doing a laser coaching session with me where we can look at, on a deep level, what is blocking you, what's holding you up, what do you need to release, what's the new story you need to tell, what is the next best step for you, then when I put the link in, go ahead and pay the $97 for the session, and then I will message you so you can get on my calendar and you and I can have one-on-one time together to literally get through this. I can't tell you the, amazing results that come out of these sessions. The last time I did this, 2016, I did this with a woman who was a business owner, and she was like, Kendra, she's like, okay, I've gotten this far in my business. I've got the website up, got the Facebook up, got the Facebook group up. Here's a program that I'm working on. I just seem like I'm kind of spinning my wheels right now. I don't really know what this is about. And she had just gone full-time in her business. So she left corporate, was going full-time in her business. And she was having these thoughts of, okay, maybe I need to go get a side job. Maybe I need to go do this. Oh my gosh, I need to create money, right? She was looking to create money in her business. And she was nervous because she had just left corporate. She had left the guarantee of getting paid every 2 weeks, right? And now it was up to her to create this income in her business. And what I was able to help her with is to see the excuses that she was creating, right? I was able to help her look at, okay, wait a minute. Why are we looking backwards and looking at, going back into this corporate world where you said that you did not even want to be in, that you said you wanted to move forward with? Why are we looking back there, right? And what it boiled down to was she didn't feel safe, right? She didn't feel, that she could trust herself. She didn't feel like that, she could actually create what she set out to create. And so her and I got to work on that, and we got to dig into, where did that come from? Where do these beliefs come from? What's the new belief you get to have? How can you move forward from this, right? And sometimes we can make excuses, you guys, and we don't realize that it's a darn excuse, right? We can believe that the reason that we come up with is very much valid. And here's the thing. It may be valid, but does that need to be your truth? Is that what you're going to base the trajectory of your life on, right? So just something to think about. Know that you're pure potential. Know that everything that you desire is on the inside of you. All of your answers are inside of you. Sometimes we need help digging those answers out. Sometimes we need that support. Sometimes we need to borrow some belief, from our coach or from our mentor or whatever, to help us get to that next stage, right? And that's what I love doing, is helping you get to that next stage. So do you all have questions or comments before I get off of here? Thank you all so much for being here. Those of you watching live, Deanna and Hope, thank you for being here. Those of you who are watching the recording, thank you so much. I'm going to go back and see if I've missed any comments or questions. All right, cool. Any ending comments or questions? Hope, you're so welcome. You are welcome. You are welcome. All right, awesome. So I'm going to get off of here. If you're watching the recording, still leave me questions, leave your comments. I'll post a link in a little bit around how you can set up your laser coaching session with me, and we will go from there, okay? So Hope says I sure will. I will have questions, but right now I'm trying to process all of this awesome information. I hear you. I'm the same way. Like anytime that I do a training or I'm working with my coach or mentor, I have to kind of go back and process. And, I write down, what resonated with me, what came up for me. So yes, please do that. All right. I will talk to you all again later. Thank you so much for being here. Blessings to you. I love you. And I will talk to you again soon. Bye.